So, welcome again to another session of our lifestyle transformational coaching by SB. That's me. So, I hope your week was full of action and productivity and possibly some great results in your businesses and all that you do out there. Usually, I always say that always remember that how you do one thing is how you do everything. So, what do we mean by that actually? Your approach or attitude towards money is the same approach or attitude towards your health or even your relationship, and this may actually be eating you up badly. Let me give you an example. So, pay close attention to certain things in your lives, guys. If someone is nonchalant in their finances, this can quickly show up in their relationships or their health and have a toll on their overall happiness. Someone might be a binge eater, and you'll be surprised how easily this person is also a binge spender. So they would probably spend lavishly, but that habit is showing up in other areas of their lives. So when we pay attention to these little things, it can actually help us in other areas of our lives as well. So usually they would have no account for their finance or even their relationship or health might be suffering from such habit, right? So this is a paradigm they need to work on if they're willing to see a positive result in their lives. These are things we do unconsciously, but it literally shows up in other areas of our lives. These teachings is geared towards helping you to become a better version of yourself. This is actually a lifetime journey because the day you stop growing is actually the day you start dying. And well, what do we mean by that? It's not a physical death. It's just to say that you're basically not going up and then you start going down. So when you can't be in the middle. So once you stop growing, you stop going up and then such person starts degenerating, right? So that's basically what that means. Let's do a quick recap on what we learned in the previous week. So, life purpose is embedded in the wheel of life. So, in life, your health, wealth, we can say money, relationship, life purpose, or calling, and spirituality completes your happiness. If a person is up and doing well in one area, maybe in their relationship, and down in another area, maybe they lack money, right? This brings about an incomplete will, and you may quickly notice that the lack of money is starting to eat up this person's relationship or health and so on. Maybe, for example, they're unable to provide for their family financially or unable to pay for their medical bills. Such person can be happy, right? So basically that's what that means and it's talking about. We talked about finding your purpose or health. You're just wandering around on this plane of existence. So just like someone with no bearing, right? That's the worst experience to live on, guys. We are still on the topic of life purpose. So, this series of life purpose teachings is inspired by Miles Monroe's book, In Pursuit of Purpose. He was and still a great mentor that I respect a lot. Is full of wisdom and knowledge. So, I couldn't find any better source to teach about this life purpose other than this book, guys. So, we talked about how much time you have left and what you cannot regain. And I'm just going to go over this pretty quickly. So let's say you're 35 years of age today. The boxes, the red boxes, are the number of years that you've already lived on earth and you cannot regain those. Let's say you are you gonna live up to 80 by chance. You know, nobody knows when anyone is gonna depart the world, but let's just say you're gonna live up to 80, or you even gonna live up to 100 years in life, right? So the white boxes are all you have left until you turn 80. And then I just shaded the yellow boxes for the last 20 years before someone turns 100. Obviously, once people start to get to that age of 70, 80, the energy starts dropping. Like what you can do at the age of 35, you probably would struggle to do the same thing at the age of 80, right? So I just gave this as an example. So the white boxes is what you have now. like you should discover yourself now, because time waits for no one. So if you don't mm, do something today, next year another red box is going to be shaded, and you're going to have limited white boxes, like limited number of years. You know what I'm saying, right? So that's, we talked about that. So we also talked about how you're not here by accident. So you're not just here to eat, sleep, pay your bills. No, 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 you're here for a greater purpose in life. And here are some universal questions that haunt every human being, and every one of us must find the answers to this question of purpose if we're going to enjoy a meaningful and effective and fulfilling life, right? So one of them is, who am I? Do you really know why you're here on this planet? Have you ever thought about this at all? Why are you here? Do you know why you're here? You're not, like I said, you're not here to eat, sleep, and party and die. No, there's way more than that, why you're here. Where did I come from? Do you know where you come from? What was I born to do? What is it that you're born to do in your lifetime? What can you do to serve your humanity? Like, what is that gift? What is in you? What are you born with? You're born with a unique gift. You gotta go find it now. Why are you different? Why are you so much different from others? Do you ever know? Even in the way you reason, the way you talk, the way your views about life, what is your potential? How far can you go in life and beyond? Are you limited to what you can see, feel, smell, taste, touch, or even what you allow others to impress on your subconscious mind? Where are you going? Wow. Where are you going after this life? Have you ever thought about that? Or, all of that things, we talked about these things last week, right? And all that you think about now, like so many people, is that they think about their cars, their houses, they think about the material things. And then we talk about how these things, you're just a caretaker. Like, those wealth that people have today, they're not gonna take them anywhere. Yes, it's good, be grateful for everything that you have, but always remember that you're taking care of it, right? Because you're going through a journey, and the journey, you're gonna move on to the next phase in the process, and you're not gonna take what you have with you right now when the time is come for you to move on. So we talk about things like that, right? We talk about understanding purpose, what is purpose, and many more. So I just want to read out this quote to you guys. So, the two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. Wow. And I'm going to repeat that again, because this is such a profound and powerful quote. The two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. Guys, this is so awesome. So we will continue where we left off last week. Remember that all things begin with the purpose, and the success of the product is not determined until the product functions exactly the way it was created to. What is the nature of purpose? You may change your plans, but purpose is constant. Just like if you're trying to achieve something in life, you may try different approach, but still the purpose remains the same, right? When the new product is being created by the manufacturer, the maker let the future use of the product to actually oversee the design of the product, the function of the product, and the nature of the product, with the goal that that satisfaction of the product's purpose is incorporated in the product also as well. This is why you see, for example, a vehicle still running well after 20 years, because the manufacturer actually put the future of the product in phase while designing the product, right? They thought about the future of the product before they actually created the product. And like I was saying, when the new product is being created by the manufacturer, the maker let the future use of the product oversee the design of the product and the function and the nature of the product, with the goal that the satisfaction of the product's purpose is actually incorporated into the product accordingly, right? So purpose is predicted by the nature of a thing. And nature is essentially what a product is. When a product is released, it has simply become a part of nature. So when something is released, it has really essentially become part of nature. Nature is always available for the rapid purpose of executing the manufacturer's reason for creating the product. The manufacturer's express purpose of creating a product is actually tied to the nature that is available at the manufacturer's disposal. As an example of that, if a manufacturer wants to create a device or a machine that will transport products from point A to point B, before such invention can fulfill its purpose, the creator or the manufacturer must come to conclusion how the invention will transport the products from one point to another, right? They have to think about that before they even, before they fulfill its purpose, right? Then the manufacturer must then design the ability, everything they have been working on, they have to design that into the machine, right? The purpose of the machine is now connected with existence because its ability to move things is now built into mechanism of the thing, and this will then permit it to fulfill its intended use. When our creator created men and women, it designed them to achieve their purpose and gave them certain abilities and features that enable them to perform his intended purpose. Remember, not men and women's intended purpose, but his intended purpose. Stay with me, guys, because as you know, we have to dig deeper for a better understanding and not just to rush things through, right? I know in this day and age, we live in a fast world now. Everything is fast. That's why we have fast food at that most times leads to obesity and all kinds of diseases. But we do not want to do that when we're dealing with certain things in our lives, especially the things that would make a huge difference in the results that we get in our lives, right? So, according to the author, your nature of purpose is predetermined. Wow, that's another profound statement. Your nature of purpose is predetermined. So, you're not here by accident. You have a purpose and a mandate to fulfill. It has already been predetermined, and your job right now is to find it. Also, if you're yet to watch the self-discovery session, I'm gonna say please do. This session will help you to discover yourself, and you can reach out to me and I will share the link with you, because that was another session that we had last year. So it's going to help you to self-discover yourself and help you to know why you're here and what you want to do. When you take out your purpose out of the equation, you're simply changing who you are created to be. And why? Because your nature and your responsibilities is revealed in your purpose, guys. Every natural gift that you possess is necessary for you to fulfill your purpose. Everything you have internally right now is calling for you externally. So stop keeping those things internally, because it's everything that is in you is crying. So you must not allow it to die. You must not waste it. And I want to ask a question, guys. I know most of you probably know the answers. Anyway, where is the richest and wealthiest place on earth? What a question, guys. The richest and the wealthiest place and the most gifted place on earth is the burial ground, is the cemetery. There are billions, of unwritten books wasted in the cemetery right now. There are billions of talents the world never got to see. There are billions of gifts wasted and gone forever, guys. Think about it. In you right now, there are books yet to be written right now. I'm gonna give myself as an example. I have about 3 books in me right now that I have been procrastinating for like a number of years right now. So as you are, there are books unwritten in you. There are talents, there are gifts yet to be revealed to you, right? It's hidden. So stop keeping them inside. You have to bring them outside. Everything you have internally is calling for you externally. So you must not allow it to die. You must not let it go wasted, because like I said, guys, billions of talents in the world has gone that we would never ever see again. Billions of gifts wasted and gone forever that the world never saw, right? So right now, your chance to bring alive that gift in you, that purpose in you that keeps calling on you. You see, don't take these things for granted, guys. Your height, your race, your skin color, your language, your physical features, and intellectual capacity are all designed for your purpose. They are designed to help you to carry out your purpose in life, okay? Very important to note these things, guys. So many people miss it in life. Wow. It's crazy. Many people miss it in life, They actually copy other people. And I don't get that. I don't understand why people copy other people. And then you don't know that the people that you're copying, they have a different calling from yours. Like, people who copy other people, like when someone is doing something in life, they are busy fulfilling their mandate while you're busy degenerating on yours. Many people, for that reason, they miss it in life. So it is very important that you should never try to become someone else. Never try to become someone else. Someone else is taken. There is only one of you on this planet. No other being is gifted with the unique gifts and abilities that you have, guys. Of course, you can and should continue to learn from others. That's different, but you must never become them. That's different, okay? So, for example, you can learn from a mentor, but you don't become the mentor. You simply learn from their mistakes so you don't make the same mistake, and then you become you, even though you're in the same choosing field as your mentor, right? Your mentor is a unique being. You are a unique being. So you learn from them, you learn from their mistakes, but you still end up becoming you. And I want you to know that you can never fulfill your purpose without being yourself. Very, very important. You can never fulfill your purpose without being yourself, guys. So who and what you are correlates to why you're here on this planet, and any purpose, and your purpose is why you're here and nothing else. And like I said earlier, many people miss it. They miss it in life, guys. Many people, I mean, we think that what we do, like when we go copying other people and partying and doing all of those things, we feel that we're fulfilled. So they think, like, when you party, paying bills and working, and this is the reason why we're here. No, guys, that's not to say, not to have fun, but don't replace the place of fun with your life purpose. So that's the key. That's the point we're trying to say. So what we're saying here is that you're not here by accident. You're sent here on a mission. There is a project you came to accomplish on this planet. And you know what, guys? The world is crying for that gift in you right now. The talent, the book, the idea, the invention that only you, right, guys? I am so passionate about this topic, even more than the financial intelligence. Like, the world is crying for that gift and the talent and everything that is already in you, that invention that only you have been ordained to deliver to the people of this generation. If it were not so, you would not be here in this time right now. Guys, I don't think you understand that the world right now, there is something in you that somebody else out there is suffering to learn and gain from you, but you're hiding it. You're not giving it to these people. And here's something you may not know. You see, your birth is an evidence that your purpose is necessary. Again, if it weren't so, you wouldn't be here. So your birth is an evidence that your purpose is necessary. An individual may be given a specific purpose, right? Although such purpose may also be diverse at the same time. You may be called to be a speaker or an healer or a writer or a teacher, anything, right? Think about it. You may be called to be anything. That's not to say there are no other other people in life doing that you're called to do, but you are unique in your approach while others are also unique as well. Imagine having only one person who can do one thing on this planet. That would be crazy, isn't it? So this is why some people attach to other people doing the same thing than the others, right? So say for example, two people might be doing the same thing, but for some reason you will prefer to be with somebody else, like to learn from them, while your friend, who is also a unique being, would prefer to go with the other person. That is the way it is. So when you come on the scene, like when your purpose is shown to the world, that is not to say that there are no other people or someone has done it before or someone would do it in the future, but because you're a unique being, someone out there, like a, like a multitude of people out there, they're waiting for you because you are the one that actually resonates with them more, right? So that is why some people are found or attached to other people doing the same thing than others. When you start fulfilling your mandate, there are people out there dying for you to start. You are the one they have been waiting for, even though they have been seeing people do the same thing. But you right here listening to me, you are the one that they've been waiting for, and you would be surprised that the moment your purpose comes out, of the hiding place in you, you would be surprised how many people out there are actually craving and dying to be to learn, or to be part of what you're all about, right? Even though they might have seen other people, they might have seen others, but the day you showcase your purpose is the day everything will start making sense to them, even though they have been listening to other people before, even though they have been buying other people's products. So your purpose might be like to create a product that is going to serve humanity, right? So it's not tied to like anything. Like you don't have to be a teacher or a speaker. Your purpose is in you, and you have to find it, okay? And the day you showcase your purpose is the day everything will start making sense to these people that are actually assigned to you by the universe. When the purpose is multiplied, it gives birth to different scopes of vision, which require different action and responses. So when you multiply your purpose, it actually, multiply in different scopes of vision, which would actually require different actions and responses. And you are not born empty, you are born loaded. Like the day you arrived on the scene, everything you need came with you when you actually arrived on the scene. You were born with a purpose, guys. You were born with a purpose, and you are born for a purpose. So everything has a particular purpose that is linked to a greater purpose. Your purpose may include like minor features or aspects, which is there for a reason, to the greater and the ultimate purpose for your life. All things have a purpose that is bigger than its specific end, guys. And every individual's purpose will be fulfilled only when the personal task is followed, which is within the scope of the greater purpose, and for the fulfillment of the greater purpose as well. So nothing in life exists for itself. Everything is related to something else, and if you start thinking deep, you would actually understand better. And let me give you an example. So just like the purpose of a car steering is to steer the car left or right or sideways, but the purpose of the steering is actually tied to a bigger purpose, which is the car itself. Remember, the steering is serving a purpose, right? It's to steer the car left, right, sideways, right? But that purpose of the steering is still a part of a bigger purpose, which is the car itself. So the car is the greater purpose in these examples, but inside the car are many other inbuilt purposes that all work towards the bigger purpose. You understand, we have the battery, the engine, which also includes many other inbuilt components, the tires and so on, like that, right? So basically everything needs something, guys. Everything needs something. The world needs you and the purpose for which you were born. Okay, so make no mistake about that. The world needs you right now, and the world needs you, for the purpose of which you were born. At the same time, you also need the purposes of others in order to fulfill your own purpose. As a matter of fact, you may not be able to fulfill your own purpose without the purposes of others. So, very important to know that, guys. Purpose cannot be fulfilled in isolation, okay? You cannot be isolated and try to fulfill your purpose. So, I just want you to know that mistakes are transformed into miracles and disappointments are transformed into testimonies through the power of purpose. So let's look at let's as we go forward. So let's look at the principle of purpose. If you keep your head up and your heart going in the right direction, you won't have to worry about your fate. You know, some people, when they start learning how to drive, they keep their eyes off the road and focus on the steering or even their feet to ensure that they're pressing the right pedals, right? But in no time, they learn that all they need to do is just to keep their head straight and focus on the road, and everything else becomes just fine. According to the author, a principle by definition is an accepted or professed rule of action or conduct, a fundamental, primary, or general law or truth from which others are derived, or a fundamental doctrine. Hence, we can say principles are fundamental truth with universal application. The normal operation or behavior of something is governed and revealed by principles. Principles are like beacons. They are laws that cannot be broken. So we can only break ourselves against them, but we can't break them. Okay. Just as the universal law of gravity governs and exhibits the attraction between the earth and the moon, so the principles of purpose both rule and make known the function of purpose. Very important to know that, to note that, guys. The principles of purpose rule and make known the function of purpose. Once again, according to the author, let's look at the first principle. Our creator is a creator of purpose. So all creators or manufacturers begin with purpose. So we already know that, right? So the manufacturer or the creator first establishes intent before it begins with the production process. Okay, our creator is the source of purpose. So when you study nature carefully, you will see that nature is filled with evidence that the creator determines the purpose of a thing before it's created. Simply put, our creator never made or created anything for the fun of it. No, there is a purpose attached to all that is created, no matter how small or how big it may look. Before the creative act ever takes place, our creator has in his mind, which is the reason and how, which is the process, what it decides to make, right? So before anything is created, there's always the why. Why am I creating? I mean, what is the reason this is happening? And then how am I gonna create this? What is the process, and what is the process that I'm going to go through to actually create? Is that he does everything with and for a purpose. And this is the second principle. Everything in life has a purpose. If our creator is a creator of purpose and everything created is by the virtue of his great power, then everything in life has a purpose. Just because we don't understand the creator's purpose doesn't mean that it's purposeless, right? Our reactions of fear or disgust did not cancel their reasons for existence, because everything serves a purpose. Whether or not you know its purpose, it still exists, right? So technically speaking, the ignorance of purpose does not cancel purpose itself. So it doesn't stop the fact that purpose exists. So this is the third principle. Not every purpose is known, and we are plagued by the desire to have more and more in our world today. Having something is not really the most important thing. For example, having money or becoming financially free is not the most important thing. knowing the reason for what you want, like what you want. So when you know the reason for what you have, is much more important. And going back to money or wealth, knowing the reason why you want to be wealthy is key. And for me, I mean, I'm talking about myself personally. So for me, the reason is time and freedom, to be able to spend quality time with people that matters in life. And this includes families and quality friends and associations. And that for me would be my why. Like, why do I want to be financially free? And that would be my why. That would be my reason. Otherwise, people want to have more and more of something due to greed or selfishness. And there are times, however, when the why is also not known, right? This doesn't mean that the thing or event or person doesn't have a purpose. It's just that the purpose is not known, and you could be craving for something so bad that you can't even figure out why you crave so much for such thing, right? And this is the fourth principle. Wherever purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. When the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse of that thing is most certain to happen. This is one of my favorite quotes as well. What exactly does this mean? You see, when something is not used according to its creator's intention, then abuse of such thing occurs. It happens, right? That is why today you see people abuse their spouses because they do not understand the reason or purpose of the union. And I just use that as an example. People in the world today abuse just about anything. You see some people drive their cars until the engine oil runs dry or the radiator water runs dry. This is also a form of abuse, right? So what are we saying, guys? If you don't know the purpose of a thing, or let's say you choose to ignore that purpose, such as in the case of someone ignoring the fact that they should service their car and ensure the engine doesn't run dry, right? Then you can't do anything other than to abuse that thing. Ignorance cancels out your intentions, no matter how good your intentions may be. Important to note that the word abuse means abnormal use. Basically, that abnormal use is abuse is the short form of abnormal use. Okay, so simply put, you're likely to use something erratically and disorderly if you don't know the proper use of that thing. Not knowing the purpose of a thing leads to misusing of that thing, which is a stronger form of abuse, right? So when you don't know the purpose of a thing and you misuse it, that is even a stronger form of abuse. To misuse something means that you miss the intended use of that thing. Okay? Although all products have a purpose, when you miss knowing it and then use it for something other than what the creator had in mind when it designed and it made it, then you literally just misuse it. So you're not using it for the right purpose, right? And I just want to make sure that we're making sense here, guys. Like, you're understanding everything so far. And once again, I always say go back and listen over again. Sometimes you might not get the full picture right now, but once you keep going back and to listen to it, you would actually have a better understanding, guys. So I hope we're making sense so far. And I'm not going to keep you here for too long as well. So, in what shape or form, this is very important, guys. In what shape or form are you being abused by the world because your purpose is not known to the world? And I'm going to repeat this because I want this to sink and I want you to think about this, guys. In what shape or form are you being abused by the world because your purpose is not known to the world? Are you being abused by the world today, guys? Are you being abused by the world today? Perhaps all other people see in you is a mere employee, like they can use to achieve their goals, or your purpose is not valued in your relationship. Maybe that's the case. Maybe you're in a relationship that people do not value you, or maybe in the society, like people see you as an employee that they can hire and pay, right? Let me tell you something, guys. When you have no goals, no purpose in life, others will hire you to help build their own dreams in life. it's very important that you either discover the purpose for everything you encounter in life, or you should desist from using that person or thing until you gain that knowledge. Okay, and I'm gonna say that again. It's very important that you either discover the purpose of everything that you encounter in life, very important, or you should desist from using that person or thing until you gain that knowledge. Do you know why? Otherwise, you're probably going to be abusing that thing. And it can be a person. In this case, it can actually be a person. Some parents don't understand the purpose of being a parent and having a child in their care. Some parents actually misuse their spouses, they misuse their children, they misuse their friends, and they misuse the people in their lives, guys. And this is the fifth principle. You should never ask a thing of its purpose, okay? You should never ask a thing of its purpose, as saying asking that thing, of its purpose. And when was the last time you asked a radio or a table or a plant why it exists, right? All of these things have a purpose, but have you ever spoken to them and say, oh, why do you exist, table? No, of course you can't, because they can't simply tell you what you want to know. Such is the case for all things as well, whether or not they can talk, okay? Something that is created can never know what was in the mind of the creator when he planned and created or built it. And we're going to go to the six principles, and after that we have the seventh principle, and it's seven in total. Purpose can only be found in the mind of the creator of a thing. So if I create a product today, um, I am the only one who actually know the reason why I created that product. Yes, you can have an idea. If I created a product, let's say it's a car, yes, you have an idea. Okay, the car is to drive you around, but I have the ultimate blueprint of the car, right? So to know the real purpose of a thing, you must consult the manufacturer or the authorized representative of that thing or product. Or, the product itself cannot tell you why. That's why most manufacturers of products are accompanied with a label or instructions. They also give similar information on the car or the owner's manual of the product as well. Usually, I like to use car a lot, and then sometimes I just say car, but it doesn't have to be a car. It can be anything. If you buy a laptop, it comes with if you buy a brand new laptop, it comes with instructions. If you buy a brand new tablet or a phone, the manufacturer gives you the owner's manual. Even if you buy a car, a brand new car, there is the owner's manual, right? So, and they also gave you like similar information in the owner's manual of the product. They want to teach you about the product and give you the opportunity to contact them if you have any questions about its purpose, its use, its operation, and the maintenance, right? They understand the need to provide you with the information of the product. It's actually going to fulfill the purpose of which they made it. This is deep, and I hope you guys are actually following along, because we are also in that category as well. And this is the seventh principle. Purpose is the key to fulfillment in life, guys. Wow. The customer's satisfaction with the product is of paramount importance to the manufacturer of the product. Their way of telling you what they had in mind when they created the product is printed in the labels and instruction books, guys. So then you can compare to that your expectation when you purchase the product. Okay, if the product of the manufacturer and the expectations of the like your expectations don't match, the product will not satisfy both the consumer, it's not going to satisfy your desires, and it's not going to meet up with the manufacturer's goals as well. So purpose decrease performance, which impacts satisfaction. Hence, purpose is the key to fulfillment in life and even beyond life. So your purpose, or the reason why you're here on this planet today, is the key to your life, guys. It is the key to your life. And I'm going to say that again. Your purpose, or the reason why you're here on this planet today is the key to your life. It tells you what you're supposed to do and why you're supposed to do it, okay? The reasons behind lives, experiences, and demands and supplies a vision for the future is actually revealed through purpose. Wow. It also provides a standpoint meaning for life, okay? So purpose gives you like the meaning to life, it's like your go-to, like what I when you wake up in the morning, what ticks you, what makes you happy, like what is that thing like, oh, you're so eager to do, like maybe you're a giver and you wake up in the morning and oh, today I have all the money in the world and I'm gonna give to as many people as I can. Or it doesn't have to be money, it can be anything, right? So wow, this is deep and intense, guys, and I hope you're learning and taking notes. One simple way to figure out your purpose right now is to pay attention to what your heart is telling you, okay? Or what bothers you that you think you can fix, okay? What bothers you right now, and then you think you can fix it. Most of the time, the thing that you complain about or worry about is calling you for a solution, guys. When you see something that isn't wrong and it so much bothers you, maybe something is telling you that you should be fixing that right now. So for most people, their purpose correlates directly with their income, and that's good. Sometimes someone could be a teacher, like they could be a motivational speaker, they could be like an healer, and that is their purpose, right? But at the same time, they are getting paid, and they're getting paid big money, okay? That is why you see many successful people today doing what they love to do. They're fulfilling their mandates in life, yet they're financially free and happy and successful. Wow. So this is another awesome session, guys, and this is where we will draw the curtain for today. I hope you have learned something. As usual, always join us every Saturday where we discuss about financial intelligence, and it is a dedicated session towards attaining financial freedom. We had a very powerful session yesterday. It was so awesome. So always join us every Saturday for that session. And on Sundays, always join us on Sunday for our lifestyle transformational coach. We're not going to be on purpose for too long. The reason we're talking about purpose right now is this: self-discovery and purpose, they are the foundation to most of the things that you're going to be doing. If you're going to be financially free, you will still need this, right? You will still need all of this, okay? So that's why we're starting from the foundation, guys. And once we're done with this, we're gonna go to health, like men's health, women's health, like relationship, like marriages, like your calling, whatever, right? All these things we're gonna start talking about them. But let me tell you something: we cannot talk about marriage if we don't talk about self-discovery. So if you don't discover yourself, how are you going to cope with another person, right? So this is why we're talking about self-discovery, life purpose, and all of this, because these are the foundation. So yeah, so this is where we're going to stop today. So if you have any question, you can reach out to me on WhatsApp, and I also want to encourage that you invite others to join on our weekly sessions as well. What you're doing is you're investing in yourself right now, and in months from now, your stories, you will start seeing some different stories in your life. Like your life story will start changing for good, right? So that's why it's very important that we attend this session. So everything is not, like I always say, everything is not about fast. Oh, I want to do this fast, I want to do that fast. If you do it fast, you're gonna get out of it fast, okay? Just as an example, someone who actually rushes into marriage, the way they rush in, they're gonna rush out because they haven't done their own work, they haven't done their foundational skills and everything that they would need to survive, right? It's the same thing with everything in life, guys. Being a successful person, it requires a lot of dedication, it requires a lot of self-development. It requires that you understand who you are. A lot of people don't understand who they are. A lot of people live their lives by their friends' life, okay? Like, for example, some people, their friends, some people, they're very good and they know what they want, but because they want to make their friends happy, this is what we call peer pressure, okay? And it kills people. Here in where I am, like there was a man that actually told us about his son, and his son is only like a teenager. I think it was like 16, 17, or 18, just around about that age. But because this guy actually started going out with friends that takes opium, and opium is drugs, like hard drugs, okay? This drug actually went into the wrong part of this young man's body and he lost his life. This is why you should not copy other people. Live your life for yourself, because what happens is some people might get away with something in life, but you might not get away with it. That is because you are not that person. We are all different in the way we're reason. Like some people will do bad things in life. Yes, they will be caught in the future, maybe not right away, but someone will do it the same day. Like they will do the same thing the same day and they will get caught the same day. So that's why your life is your life. Your life is not nobody else's life. So you must live your own life for yourself, guys. So this is where we're gonna stop today. We're gonna continue next week, and hopefully very soon we wrap up on this, and then we're gonna start talking about other things that that's going to help us individually in our homes, in our businesses, in our careers, in our relationships, and everything that matters to us in life, guys. And once again, Saturday is for financial intelligence, where we talk, that's strictly about financial intelligence, like anything that's money related, entrepreneurship, investing, and anything like that. We're going to dedicate that for Saturdays. Have an awesome end of the weekend and have a fabulous week ahead, guys. So it's so nice to have you on board today, and we'll catch up again next week. Have a good one, everybody. Bye for now.